gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. Welcome, families, friends, special guests, staff, and graduates. This is a very special day for Memorial and our community. Students, your graduation marks the culmination of all of your hard work and commitment over the years at Madison Memorial. You all should be very proud. A diploma from Madison Memorial and the Madison Metropolitan School District is highly valued throughout the state and our nation. You are entering a phase in your life where there'll be significant changes and challenges. You will have more freedom, more responsibility, and more opportunities than you've ever experienced in your life. It's up to you to make them for the better. As change arrives, reflect on your time at Memorial. Remember the impact family, staff, and friends have had on who you are as a person. They have, in many ways, poured their lives into yours to give you the opportunity for success. Their support and all of your experiences here at Madison Memorial have helped you develop the knowledge and the skills you need moving forward. Trust your instincts. Do not be afraid of all that lies ahead. Embrace it. Most importantly, always be yourself, always believe in yourself, live life to the fullest so that you will have stories to tell, and yes, make good decisions. It is now my pleasure to share with you the senior video. Please enjoy.
Good morning, graduates. My name is Jen Cheatham, and I am the very proud superintendent of the Madison School District. I want to congratulate you on your tremendous accomplishment. Can we give the graduates of 2019 a round of applause? In Madison, a diploma signifies something. Not only does it mean you have reached academic expectations, it means you've learned other skills that are just as important. You wouldn't be here otherwise. I hope that in all of these years of classes and clubs and activities of a variety of sorts, you've also learned something about yourself, about one another, about persisting through challenges, about what it really means to learn something and do better as a result, about relationships and interconnectedness, about fighting for justice and humanity. Most of all, I hope you walk across this stage later today carrying hopes and desires and plans for the future in your minds and in your hearts. That's important, because this is a major milestone, but it's just one of many that are yet to come. I graduated high school 30 years ago in June. Mr. Hendrickson did too. I know I was so ready to be done. Are you ready to be done? Yeah, all right. I promise you there is a big world out there and all kinds of opportunities to change it and make it better. I want you to say yes to it. I also want you to know that even in the moments along the way where you might have felt alone or lost, you've never actually been alone. There are people who wake up every day rooting for you. Look around this room. Look at the people on the stage, the people in these stands, your families, your teachers, your coaches, your counselors. We're not perfect because we're learning too, but we get up every day with a renewed commitment to you. We see who you are. We love you just the way you are. We are proud of you, and we're proud of who you're becoming. Parents, caregivers, families, we've been through a lot together, and I want to congratulate you too. Students, can we give it up for all the family and friends who are in this audience supporting you today? As some of you have heard, I'm kind of graduating too. This will be my last MMSD class that I will personally see walk across this stage, so it is extra special for me. I'm filled with gratitude. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Nothing has made me happier than to serve you. And I wish you all the very brightest of possible futures. Let's hear it one more time for the class of 2019. At this time, I would like to welcome Senior Class President Joanne Paula Martinez to the podium to say a few words. Let's welcome her.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the staff, family, and friends here today to share this moment of new beginnings. I've been honored to serve as class president for all 4 years, and I am excited yet very nervous to be here to give a speech that was done quite last minute, to be honest, kind of like my assignments in AP Lit 4th quarter. Sorry, Miss Glosser, and sorry, Mom and Dad. So, here it is. Morgan Harper Nichols, a writer, artist, and a musician, wrote, "Don't be troubled because of the mountaintops you have yet to touch. Like a tree, you will grow, not from the sky, but from the ground up." And from that, I envision this forest of green, where I see strong trees with their roots firmly in the ground, branches reaching far and wide, leaves, some falling, drifting in the wind to new horizons, and some holding tight, never letting go. Class of 2019, just like these trees, we've grown from the ground up into strong individuals. Like the branches, we've made friendships along the way and connections to each other. Like the leaves, those that are let go are our knowledge and experiences we shared with another, and those that stayed on the tree are who we are. No matter where or when you came into the JMM family, that is when you began to grow from the ground up. We didn't grow by ourselves, but with the help and guidance from our family, friends, and especially from our teachers, we grew into who we are today. And we still have so much more time and room to grow before we reach the mountain peak, whatever that may be for you. So, wherever you go and whatever you do, allow yourself to keep branching out to reach new adventures and meet new people. Allow leaves to fall and share your life with others. Some new leaves may even emerge as you keep growing and find yourself. But always remember where you planted your roots, where you began to grow from the ground up, in the walls of JMM, because once a Spartan, always a Spartan. So, go big, go green, go class of 2019. Congratulations and thank you.
Good morning, students, teachers, staff members, and families. We have gathered here today to commemorate that building that we love so much. On our tour today, I will share some memories we have made at JMM. Let's begin at the Welcome Center, where people have started lifelong relationships with a simple hi. This is where many of us have passed after we realized we slept through our many alarms. Moving to our left is the English area, where we have initiated conversations that have led to marvelous ideas, such as the creation of Green Card Youth Voices of immigrant students like me, who now feel safe to advocate for ourselves. As we transition upstairs, we have to warn you all that this is the history area, where debates, Socratic seminars, philosophical chairs, and even the more further debates spiral out of control easily. This place is so enriching. It gives students eye-opening experiences, including discussions about we as a country should focus more in supply-side or demand-side economics, or whether Old Town Road is rap or country music. In the math hallways, students and teachers ask for help from peers and students because as a school, we believe that all students can be successful if they are equally supported. By asking questions, students demonstrate their eagerness to learn. On our way to the science wing, we must remember a pass from Ms. Keller. Here, students and teachers come together to share ideas and put them into action. This area has inspired activists for the Madison Youth Climate Strike, which gathers students across the state to change the system, because this is not a partisan issue. We are changing the world by being leaders, seeking for environmental justice. Our community acknowledges that whatever you pursue as your post-secondary plans, you're working towards the betterment of our society and our world, period. Up to this point, the world languages area especially, have enabled us to build bridges instead of borders. On our last stop, the main gym, is the place where we have shouted to the top of our lungs at basketball games, where classes have come together to celebrate one last time, and where we have met to prepare for this. So, remember, who are we? Spartans!
Before writing this speech, I actually put some research into it. In fact, more work went into this speech than anything I did all fourth quarter. Within my research, I found a stream of news focused on the divisions in our world today, whether it's the achievement gap, who gets to marry whom, who belongs in this country, or even if the bachelor made the right choice, which he did, by the way. It all seems focused on our differences, but negativity doesn't belong here. Instead, we will focus on our mottos. We are Spartans, and we are JMM. A Spartan is a person of great self-discipline and courage, resolute in the face of pain, danger, or adversity. One look at today's program, filled with honored graduates, reveals our self-discipline. Spartans are also people of great courage, resolute in the face of adversity. The class of 2019 has opinions, and we stand up for what we believe in. Our birth year coincides with the 9/11 tragedy, and we have not experienced a time where gun violence was not an issue. When some of our nation was sending thoughts and prayers, our class spoke up. We walked out with students across Madison leading the charge to our state capitol. Later, we helped mobilize the climate protests. Our generation needs to continue to speak up and take action, and we will do just that because we are Spartans and we are JMM. Spartans are resolute in the face of pain, danger, or adversity. Spartans volunteer in the community, rise early to get to practice, or skip lunch to hold a meeting. Spartans enthusiastically participate in over 85 clubs, covering a huge range of topics. And what about facing that pain? Our Spartans have survived tackles, fouls, miles, and more in our 24 sports programs, and excelled with 66 state titles and counting. A 12-year streak of state titles from our forensics team, frequent science bowl, math team, solo ensemble awards, and sold-out musicals. That's just a Tuesday at Memorial. And let's not forget the incredibly resolute Spartan student section, often facing adversity from those cardinals or regions. Yes, indeed, through the diversely talented community we create, we are Spartans and we are JMM. Before my time is up and Glosser kicks me off stage, I have just a bit of advice. Our teachers, administrators, families, and fellow students have given the class of 2019 a foundation to launch into the world. Yes, it's exciting to look to the future, but as a country duo once said, knowing where you've been and loving where you're at, it don't get much better than that. So, continue to be self-disciplined and strong in the face of adversity. Find the commonalities that bring people together. Pursue your passion because diversity also gives us strength. Unlike the newly designed JMM parking lot, the road to success is dotted with many tempting parking places. But don't stop. Some of you are anxious to get out of here, but I hope you found some Spartan strength in 4 years to carry with you. Remember, the phrase is not "we were Spartans" or "we were JMM." It is and always will be, we are Spartans and we are JMM. Thank you.
at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Let yourself hear words unspoken, live your life with eyes wide open. Today is where your book begins, rest is still unwritten. Oh, staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Let yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, the rest is still unwritten.
Hello, Memorial Class of 2019. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tatiana. My friends thought I'd be late today because of my attendance the last 4 years, but there was no way I could miss this. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. When I sat down to write this speech, I kept trying to think of all the possible ways to keep it from being corny and cliche. But then I thought about it. I'm corny, and graduation is cliche. From the caps and gowns to the balloons and flowers, it's all been done before. In fact, this year alone, 3.6 million other people in the United States will graduate. Yet today, each of us feels special. And personally, I think Memorial students have a lot of reason to feel special. Our graduation isn't just about completing high school and going on to the next stage of our life. Rather, a celebration of our perseverance and growth over the past 4 years. From the outside looking in, it may seem like all we cared about is the number of streaks we had and our Instagram ratios, but our teachers have seen a lot more in us. When I asked Ms. Jansen to describe our class, she said, "You all remind me of drops of water. Individually, you can make an impact on the fire, but together, when you guys operate as a unit, you make things happen." And we did just that in 2018 when we worked together in the National March for Our Lives protest, and again this year in the Youth Climate Strike. And though we will go our separate ways, remember those two events as helping to define who we are as a class, as a community. We must remember what a strong community feels like, what this community feels like family. Bob Marley once said, "Every man got a right to decide his own destiny, and in this judgment there is no partiality. So arms in arms with arms, we'll fight this little struggle, because that's the only way we'll overcome our little trouble." Despite our differences, we will only reach the goal of true equity by linking arms, struggling together, and giving back to our communities. It is our responsibility to give back. We give back because we now have the tools to do so. We give back because we can be the generation to make a difference. We give back because it's the right thing to do, to make our world, the world we envision, the world we want to pass on to our peers, communities, and future generations. To end, I would like to quote philosopher Tatiana Benson, "Community is the heart of society, so as long as we work together, the future will be in our hands." Thank you.
Good morning to the James Madison Memorial Class of 2019. My name is Riva Shrestha, and it is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, a role model for us all, Mr. Jeff Herman. Mr. Herman is a significant art teacher here at Memorial, instructing classes in ceramics and sculpture and computer art animation, a dedicated mentor and compassionate friend to all. Mr. Herman has had an exceptional educational background, receiving a bachelor's and master's degree in art education from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He also built upon his extensive art studies at the Kansas City Art Institute, the Savannah College of Art and Design, the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. Mr. Herman started his freshman year at JMM in 1973, where he became Memorial's first homecoming king. For the next 4 years, he was a Spartan athlete, Sword and Shield graphics editor, yearbook designer, actor, and artist. His first teaching experience was teaching scuba diving, where in 2 years he achieved the second highest instructor level possible. This early success paved the way for him to consider becoming an art teacher. Over the past 22 years, Mr. Herman has profoundly transformed JMM for the better. He introduced the art program into the digital world by teaching the school's first ever computer art class without having a studio for it yet, considerably improving and growing the ceramics studio and spearheading the winter and spring art sales, in addition to introducing his turtle, aka Turtle Boy, or Reggie, who hangs out with the students as they work. His joy for teaching and genuine care for his students is seen through his tireless dedication for our school. As one of the best advice givers and storytellers I have ever known, Mr. Herman has much wisdom to offer us, and I hope he knows just how much we appreciate him and how much his presence will be missed as he retires from Memorial. And so, please join me in welcoming Mr. Herman.
Riva, that was really kind of you. And I want you to know that I'm going to miss your warm smile and your sense of curiosity and your intellect and your all-around just wonderfulness. Wow. Hello, graduating class of 2019. what a way for me to end my teaching experience. I get to be your keynote speaker. I'm super humbled and honored by being in this role. I can only assume that I'm here today because I'm a senior citizen who has a pet turtle. Even in my advanced age, I do remember my graduation ceremony taking place outside in Mansfield Stadium. When I think back to my graduating class's keynote speaker, there are some things that I don't remember, such as their name, their age, their gender, their race, or their message, and I've run out of fingers. So my advice for you today during my speech is listen if you can, try to pull out a couple things of value, and then forget about it and go about your lives. To be able to speak at Principal Hendrickson's first graduation is really epic. I will do my best for you, Matt. And to honor you, I had eggs for breakfast. I know no one will get that, but Matt gets it. And I'm going to just break from script really quickly. And there's many things I'm going to miss by not being at Memorial. And one thing I'm really going to miss, Matt, is your development as a principal. I just think you're going to be an exceptional one, so best of luck to you. Thank you. I want to thank all of you for being here and supporting this amazing and accomplished group of young people. I would also like to wish you a happy Father's Day and a happy Pride Month. Thank you. I know many of you are wondering, who is this Herman guy? I wasn't in the halls much because I usually had my head buried in a kill or my hands in the pugger. There's a phrase commonly used by older folk referring to not knowing someone from Adam. The Urban Dictionary simply states it means not sewing somebody. Many of you don't know me for an Adam, so I'd like to remedy that. Adam Watson, would you step up, please? Adam, are you here? Adam? Oh, hi, Adam. Okay, folks, that's Adam. Adam, you got to stay standing, please. Adam likes to fish, whereas I like to look at fish. Adam is a talented young artist, whereas I'm an established professional. And Adam is youthful, flexible, quick, and energetic, whereas I like spaghetti. Thanks, Adam. Have a seat. And some of you who do know me probably aren't very impressed. Some of you might even think I don't know Jack. So let's remedy that. Jack Helly, would you please stand up? Jack, how long have I known you? 6 years, that's right, Jack. Not only do I know Jack, but I know Jack's older sister, Sydney, and his older brother, Sam. I've eaten food at your house. Clearly, I know Jack. Thank you, Jack. I stand before you, members of Generation Z, as a proud member of the baby boomer generation, with our work ethic, resourcefulness, goal-centric, and disciplined nature. My generation gave the world quite a bit. We cured polio, and we ended the crazy arms race. Do you like your cell phone? Do you like the internet? You're welcome. My generation democratized computers by inventing the personal computer. We became activists protesting for civil rights, flower power, and against the Vietnam War. We expanded the reach of music with Bob Dylan, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and Aretha Franklin. We gave you the seatbelt, and we are your grandparents. Although the baby boomers made the world a better place, we created some problems as well. There are some big issues that your tech-savvy, justice-minded, independent, environmentally aware generation will have to solve. 3 immediately pressing ones are climate change, the various divisions which torment us, and the prevalence of plastic in the food chain. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, if there are any icebergs left. It's a Herculean task, and we all hope you're up for it. Simply put, you've got to crush it. I am delighted to be here at the Cole Center, the site of my greatest musical achievement. I attended the 1999 Elton John concert where I performed a solo at the end of the song Rocket Man, a personal anthem of mine. The song's arrangement had been changed a little, but it was still familiar. I had this feeling that Elton John was leading the audience to a crescendo where we would all stand up and scream Rocket Man. I made a serious misjudgment. When I stood up and screamed Rocket Man, I was the only person in the unexpectedly silent Kohl Center to do so. It looked like all 10,000 heads turned in the direction, as for one brief moment, I had provided entertainment for everyone, even Elton John himself. Yes, I was a little embarrassed, but when the solo ended, I sat down feeling quite content. I had stood tall, loud, and proud, and I thought to myself, that was really cool, my first solo. Thank you, Elton John, for your trickery. And from this experience, I learned that the world can be a more interesting place when a JMM alumnus has the loudest voice. As sweet as the Elton John concert was, this is an even more special day in the Kohl Center for me. I get to talk to you and talk about you. This is a day for asking some big questions and relating a story or two that might help you to make this rite of passage from high school to adulthood. So let's start talking about you. I see before me this wide sea of Memorial Green. It's like you all ate Pop-Tarts filled with chlorophyll. And it reminds me that I have organic broccoli in the refrigerator that I got to use stat. Since you are festooned in green, let's ponder the symbolism of the color for you, a natural thing to do for an art teacher. Most importantly, the color is associated with spring, which is a time for rebirth, regrowth, and renewal, just like this ceremony is for you. It's also a very appropriate color for the state of Wisconsin. With our rich glacial soil and abundance of fresh water, we enjoy an invasion of green plants this time every year. Now, I think that's exciting. However, there is a graduate among you who believes Wisconsin is boring. Tim Zhang, are you out there? Tim? Would you wave, Tim? Hi, Tim. Did you really mean that? But hey, don't worry, I won't tell anyone. That's our little secret, okay, Tim? Class of 2019, you and I have much in common beyond our sharing this space. We're also sharing this time of regrowth, a period of renewed growth and expansion. Like you, I am leaving Memorial after spending 26 years here. If anyone had earned the right to exhibit senioritis this semester, it was me. Neither of us can predict with certainty what happens next. It is the big mystery we all get to solve. Our lives will change dramatically. We will be treated differently by others. Expectations towards us will change, and there will be additional responsibilities entrusted to us. For instance, my wife has already stated she is expecting a delicious meal every night. Good luck on that one, Mrs. Herman. These unpredictable changes are kind of scary. Makes me glad I'm earning elderly status. People will probably cut me more slack and be more forgiving towards this old codger than towards the bright, brilliant, and creative Generation Z individual like yourself. Here's one big difference between us in this regrowth stage. For you, it will at times feel like a trial by fire, whereas mine will be a bit more mild, more like a trial by Metamucil. The obstacles you encounter will be more difficult while requiring more fortitude on your part. I know Miss Nucci Vang is ready. Are the rest of you? The world has higher expectations for you than it will for me because you are going stronger and your energy is almost inexhaustible. However, we will no longer be surrounded by the fabulous support network found at Memorial High School. I don't believe we will ever encounter a better group of friends and adults to have our backs. It is truly a heroic journey you're all setting forth on to find your better angels and your place in the world. How am I doing? Make sense? Okay. Life will constantly serve pie. At first you might get excited, but who doesn't love pie? But the pie life serves up with regularity during regrowth stage is full of humility. The proverbial humble pie is a figure of speech, meaning to face some embarrassment. At times, humble pie will be on your menu more than you want. As a result, you may begin to question yourself, your decisions, and your abilities. That's okay, but make sure to acknowledge your strengths too. The Japanese have a proverb for this particular struggle, and it goes like this: fall down 7 times, stand up 8. When life presents you with uncomfortable problems, you cannot back down and avoid them. Instead, you have to move forward and meet them head on. This is the best way to grow. This is how you design the person you will become. This regrowth stage you are entering requires active and committed participation by you, from you. We either evolve or we fade. Speaking of fading, and this might be sobering, but we must constantly remind ourselves that we are mortal. This truism is on one level quite sobering, but this experience we call life one day will end. The reality is our bodies have a shelf life. They don't run forever. Furthermore, our body's expiration date is unknown to us. Don't be troubled by this. Instead, accepting mortality can be extremely liberating. Every day can be perceived as a precious gift. Every experience is an opportunity to add depth and meaning to our lives. Reflecting on being mortal can help you decide what you really want from life and how you can best contribute to the human experience. And when you reach the proverbial fork in the road, as in Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken, yes, you could take the more common path or the path less traveled, but there is a third option. You could simply say, I got it, and plow straight ahead into the brush, using your wits, grit, and the support of friends and family to clear a new path specifically for you. Your hero's journey may go slower at first, but there's a good chance you will discover a wondrous place where the only pie served is warm peach cobbler a la mode. The regrowth and renewal stage will benefit from a healthy dose of love. When my daughter Jordan graduated from East High 10 years ago, I offered her just one piece of advice. I encouraged her to fall in love, to fall deeply in love, not to one individual, but to fall in love with all of life's offerings, its possibilities, its challenges, the experiences, and the people. I have a deep love of life, but not because it's easy and always fun and always rewarding. I know for many of us, life is especially demanding, and despair may be easier to locate than hope. You may not realize this now, but family is forever. They might be driving you nuts, and I'm sure it's not the other way around, but your appreciation of them will grow over time. I love my family. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I love my parents. I love my siblings, and I love my in-laws, some of whom are here today. And some of you pesky kids have wormed your way into my heart as well. I ask you to love as much as you can and accept love when extended to you. Love is more than an emotion. It is a necessity. When you reach the age of 60, you will most likely have invested a stretch of your life working in a distinct institution, place, or building. I have amassed an extensive history at Memorial as a result of spending 26 years there, forming enduring friendships and memories, experiencing some highs and some lows. A low like the passage of Act 10. I will also never forget the deep sadness brought forth by the deaths of former students who had become dear friends like Eileen Chow and Jack Gustafson. The unexpected death of our principal, Mr. Dahman, in 2014 was traumatic for the entire Memorial community. He was such a good man and a very fine leader. We honor our fallen by moving forward and being the best we can. Happily, there have been countless highs. The fake Drava Silarasa art exhibit, the ceramics overnights, extremely sublime student artwork, international travels, an Appalachian Trail backpacking trip with 9 amazing seniors, Chicago field trips, Saturday studios, Sam Basement jokes, and the building of quite possibly Wisconsin's best high school art program with my friends and colleagues, Mr. Frontier, Ms. Paris Ford, Mr. Newland, and Ms. Riedel. I am extremely proud to share that a couple years ago, the art and FIAD departments were voted by the students as the departments most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse. That really meant something to us. And I am certain, should this imaginary zombie apocalypse intensify, the members of the art department would gladly rescue the beleaguered FIAD department. Yes, that's the way we do things at Memorial, always looking out for one another. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I would like to share this one story, which weaves together 3 stories from different but closely related time periods. And I'm hoping that within this narrative can be found aspects of the memorial spirit. So here goes. It begins almost 18 years ago when I pulled into the memorial parking lot, especially early one September morning. I still see the sky a deep blue with not one wisp of cloud. I remember being astounded by the number of seagulls congregating there. I drove slowly through them as they parted stubbornly for my vehicle. I noticed one seagull moving awkwardly. After parking, I went to investigate it further. Upon closer inspection, I saw that one wing had been devastated by some kind of impact with blood splattered everywhere. I grabbed a blanket from my truck and folded it around the injured gull, placed the gull in a box, and then carried it to the art complex. Once there, I started making phone calls attempting to contact a wildlife rehabilitator who would come and take the gull and repair its wings. It was during this time that a younger teacher at Memorial burst into the ceramics studio. How she knew I was there surprised me. It was so early. She was clearly in distress. When she saw me, she started waving her arms and started screaming, "They're attacking us! They're attacking us!" I tried to calm her down, but to no avail. When I asked questions seeking to better understand her fears, she could only answer, "They're attacking us." Before she left the ceramic studio, she mumbled something about New York City, a plane, and a building. I turned on NPR radio and then learned that a plane had flown into one of the twin towers of the World Trade Center. I rushed to the LMC, acquired a television, brought it into the studio, and along with my students watched history unfold for the rest of the day. It was not until late morning that a wildlife rehabilitator arrived, and on-site examination revealed that the gull's wing had been damaged beyond repair and the gull would have to be euthanized. While following the events of 9/11 that day, I thought back to my senior year at Memorial. I had been the graphics editor for the Sword and Shield then. Our school newspaper had been nominated for some national awards, so all our editors and our advisor, English teacher Tom Tofty, took a train to New York City, where we spent 5 days attending seminars at Columbia University. On the day that our group was to tour the Statue of Liberty, my friend and fellow editor Todd Larson and I decided we would visit the World Trade Center instead to see the towers. They were only 4 years old then and were the second tallest buildings in the world, having been surpassed by the Sears Tower 1 year later. Upon arriving at the North Tower, we were told that for security reasons, we would not be allowed above the 25th floor. After some deliberation, Todd and I decided we would secretly work our way to the North Towers with the top floor as our goal. To do so required defeating all sorts of security measures that were in place even back then. There were patrols with dogs, there were security viewing windows in the stairwells, and more. It took almost 90 minutes to reach the top floor, but we did. And when we entered the 110th floor, we found it unoccupied with no interior walls. It was a jaw-droppingly vast open space. When we walked to the windows, our hopes of a spectacular panoramic view of New York City were dashed as the top of the North Tower had been engulfed by a low-hanging cloud. After some laughing and conversation, Todd and I began our descent of the North Tower, again evading security as we went. The Todd I speak of, Todd Larson, is a 1979 alumnus who went on to a distinguished career working with the United Nations in a variety of capacities while living and working abroad in numerous countries. His second career was as senior presidential appointee in the Obama administration, where he worked with the White House to help define and give substance to emerging U.S. foreign policy priority, the human rights and development of LGBTQ persons around the world. On September 11th, Todd's office was in the Chrysler Building in downtown New York City. When Todd learned of the attacks, he closed his office, biked to the apartment in West Village, set out enough food and water for his dog to last several days. He then walked down to Ground Zero and worked for almost 3 days organizing volunteers, driving Port Authority vehicles, distributing food, water, and dry socks to the firefighters. Todd Larson is Memorial's third recipient of the Alumni Recognition Award, receiving it in 2010. Mark Maida, 2001 Memorial alumnus who had graduated only 3 months prior to 9/11, was in Madison at that time, keenly watching the events of 9/11. Mark's character was to celebrate life, and his humor was legendary among family and friends. After 9/11, Mark enlisted in the Army, accepting that his mission was to protect family and country, even though his views conflicted heavily with the then George W. Bush administration. His contract with the military was for 3 years. Mark's contract ended right before his unit was deployed to Iraq. Mark decided to go to Iraq to be with his unit instead of returning to Madison to attend college. In a letter to his girlfriend, Betsy Jacobs, who was a JMM alumnus as well, he wrote, "There is a reason I am here. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. If it's just to make others smile, then so be it." When asked by his fellow soldiers why he went to Iraq when he could have gone home, Mark replied, "I couldn't live with myself if something happened to any of you and I wasn't there to help." Sergeant Mark Maida was riding in an unarmored Humvee vehicle en route to assisting another unit when that Humvee hit an IED. He was killed in Iraq on May 26, 2005. Mark Maida is Memorial's first recipient of its Alumni Recognition Award, receiving it in 2008. Thank you. I've always been intrigued by the overlapping of these three stories that have the Twin Towers performing some role in their telling. I was good friends with Todd, but unfortunately I did not know Mark, but I did teach many of his friends. One of my most heartbreaking moments of my teaching experience was putting together the alumni recognition poster for Mark Maida, which can be found outside the Buckhauser Auditorium. Mark's parents, Ray and Diane Maida, kindly shared with me the large picture boards for Mark's Madison funeral. I scrutinized these boards for images to use in Mark's final poster. Through them, I saw Mark's face develop throughout his lifetime, from infancy to adult, and in each image, his playful, sometimes mischievous spirit was on full display. His eyes were so bright and so alive. Through their loving testimony, Mark's friends and family helped me to better understand his generosity and self-sacrificing nature, serving to make the photographs even more forceful and Mark's spirit more present. I do not tell this weaving of stories to express a specific message or theme, but there are many that could be found here. Honor, loyalty, self-sacrifice, altruism, the quest for a joyous life are but a few, but I will leave it to the listener to decide what to take away. I will finish this story by acknowledging Mark's parents, Diane and Ray Maida. Within them lies the memorial spirit of placing others before self, spirit we must all make available to the world. Although they surely carried the greatest burden of sorrow from their son Mark's death, they hid it deep so they could selflessly console Mark's friends and family and help them navigate this deep pain. Diane and Ray would tell you, graduates, that it is not how much money you make or how many things you own. People will forget that about you because in the end it does not matter. but you will be remembered by how you make other people feel. Mark made people feel good, and many declared that they were one of his best friends. They will be forever inspired by their character and their love. Thank you, Diane, and thank you, Ray. In ending this speech, I will return to something I mentioned earlier. Thank you. There are no guarantees in life. That life for all of us is a heroic struggle, and it is our responsibility to be an active participant and contributor. Our lives are worthy of love, and you are worthy of love. This regrowth stage you are now entering offers you tremendous freedom in designing the person you'll become, so please hang tough and go forth and solve your greatest mystery. The author Salman Rushdie once wrote, "Our lives teach us who we are," which begs me to ask you one final question. What will you do with your one and wild and wonderful life? We're about to find out. And with that, my role as a memorial teacher now ends, and we'll head into the great unknown just like you. Thank you so much for giving me this great honor to address you. It's a perfect way to end a fascinating career. I wish you good luck and good fortunes in the years to come, and I would be remiss if I did not add, live long and prosper.
Thank you, Mr. Herman. We wish you all the best in your retirement. Superintendent Cheatham, Chief of Schools Fralin, Board Member Carusi, I hereby certify that the students before you, the Mass Memorial Class of 2019, have met all graduation requirements as set forth in board policy and are ready to receive their diplomas. Class of 2019, would you please approach the stage?
Gregory V. Aksanov. What's your name? What? What's your last name? Rikea Elkersa. Yancy Elmonte. Joseph Charles Alsweger. Nicolas Eduardo Amelines Robles. Emily Ann Anderson. Riley Allen Anderson. Olivia Agnes Anderson Sarno. Dylan Esteban Arcalio Henao. Yoselin Armanta Gonzalez. Giacomo Ardiola. Megan Suzanne Artis. Shazad Suleiman Azamula. Samuel C. Baseman. Sean Preston Bagley. Santiago Barquin. Hilario Barrero Acuti. Joshua Barth. Damiante Antoine Bates. Patrick William Bates. Anna S. Bauer. Wilker James Byer. Madeline Taylor Beglier. Arlia Bell. Nicholas Michael Non-Bell. Madeline Elizabeth Belshaw. Tatiana Gabrielle Benson. Noah Braxton Boatman. Adam Daniel Bergman. Barrett Andrew Bernards. James Turner Beartu. Abhinav Bipin. Malia Catherine Bisson. Dhruv Biswas. Alex Wylan-Ace Blue. Sophie Claire Blumenstein. Jackson David Bogenreef. Joseph Jeremiah Bondurant. Cameron James Bott. Ashley Grace Brannon. Charles Gustav Bratt. Peter William Briney. Asia Iman Brown. Darion J. Brown. Ian Caldwell Brown. Megan Rose Brown. Michael L. Brudrose. Mitchell Andrew Brunmeyer. Kayvon M. Buchanan. Michael Eamon Bushnashvili. Leo Angelo Kenyatso. Hao Yu Kai. Nicholas Edward Carapresso. Carlin S. Carruthers. Michael George Chernelia. Maria Laura Chasingera. Amandeep S. Chahal. Thomas Joseph Shaltree. Cecilia M. Charlin. Esperanza Karen Cisneros. Johann Sebastian Cobo. William Jarrell Eugene Coleman. Haley Nicole Collins. Nicholas Tony Cook. Emma Julia Carisi. Valencia Maria Cortez. Sam S. Costa. Anthony E. Cox. Lily Ann Crochet. Veronica M. Cruz. Joshua R. Cusick. Cameron M. Decker. Rachel Nancy Del Conte. Ariana Maria Deloach. Natalie Bell Denlinger Drum. Austin Thomas Doreen. Connor William Despain. Simon Ethan Diaz. Vanessa Christina Diaz. Louis Emmanuel Deegan. Dejan James Dillard. Sarah Amelia Yvonne Dolzal. Trent Alexander Dombo. Rinchin Dorji. Michael Charles Dotson. Gage R. Deersick. Campbell Nicole Dunn. Avonlea Elizabeth Durchie. Sarah Mackenzie Eckhart. Cade E. Ellingson. Maya E. Elliott. Christine Encarnacion. Eliana Enemois. Jocelyn Maria Escamian. Morgan Michael Esser. Ajaris Ainita Etchen. Elmancio Dejan Evans. Mackenzie Lynn Ewing. Tabitha Theron Exum. Hannah Joyce Farnham. Tiana Jordan Farquhar. Anna Gabriela Fernandez Roque. Callum John Fetty Place. Sophia Elizabeth Fisher. Connor Harry Fitzgerald. Delaney Ann Fitzgerald. Reno Flora. Corey P. Forbes. Brandon Joseph Fox. Brendan M. Franch. Shay N. Frazier. Amaya Frazier. Cecilia G. Frechette. Lily Frisch. Selma Fustak. Marcelo de Jesus Gama Rivera. Gabrielle Robert Gambino. Christian Adonis Garcia. Maya Danae Garel Moore. Matthew David Gartland. Harrison Alexander Gillespie. Daniel Joseph Gilman. Harrison Nelson Glenn. Samir Golconda. Cesar Ivan Gomez. Noah Everett Gonring. Ethan Eric Gonzalez. Trinity Shancy Goodwin. Trinity Shanice Goodwin. Carolyn Frances Goslin. Anna Marie Ganero. Luke Patrick Ramaki. Eve Ann Guthier. Sophia Marie Guthier. Gabriel Guzman. Mary M. Habimana. Trayvon R. Harper. Anna Marie Gass. Jayla Nicole Harris. Trayvon Lee Harris. Jacob William Hayes. Bria Nicole Hawkins. Nathan M. Hayes. Jane He. Gavin P. Hefty. Zion A. Hefty. Gwyneth Patricia Heidinger. Jack Anthony Helly. John Matthew Hendrickson. Celia R. Herman. Moises Benjamin Hernandez. Brenda Leslie Hernandez Juarez. Rebecca Ray Hirschberger. Jay Higgins. Liam Robert Higgins. Amelia Rachiquel Monek Hill. Laura Beth Hinterberg. Samuel Michael Raymond Hazer. Marcel Roscoe Holmesley. Thomas Kialish Hosseini. Anna Christine Hubbard. Joel I. Holsether Brugge. Harsikman Paul Singh Hundal. Nicole E. Ibarra. Jenna Catherine Hughes. Nathaniel R. Imrie. Leah Jackson. Rayshawn Davon Jackson. Tyrese Davante Jackson. Heidi R. James. Jarrell Michael James. Ace Quincy Jefferson. Anaya Marguerite Jefferson. Luke Allen Jen. Gunnar Dawson Toch Jensen. Joseph Norman Jensen. David Samuel Jurish. Sil Shannon Jesperson. Samuel Edward Jessup. Angela Jimenez. Aiden Michaela Johnson. Andrew C. Johnson. Amari M. Jones. Kyle B. Youngers. William W. Justice. Mary Elizabeth Caldor. Marina Marguerite Callias. Meghana Satya Lahari Kalari. Diana Beatrice Kalnina. Davika Dalip Kamath. Harsimran Kaur. Jada Celine Marie Kelly. Colin J. Kennedy. Garrett Joseph Goodfriend Kennedy. Anne Marie Kerr. Neil K. Khanna. Adeline May Kiley. James Joseph King. L. Jean Kinney. Benjamin James Kite. Karsten Morgan Kanaki. Taylor Jade Kale. Noah Mustafa Kondumbaya. Nana Kwesi Kanadu. James Thomas Crumbach. Clayton J. Cruz. Julian Kudik, Vishal Kumar, Claire Catherine Keisley, Larissa Lynn Labud, Mason J. Lamb, Karma Ray Lamore, Jessica Lynn Lanaville, Morgan Deschanel Lang, Janaya N. Lanier, Jacob Roger Largett, Kariana Solvig Larson, Antoinette Dejani Lee, Sim Feng Lee, Stephen L. Collins, Donald Spivey, Keisha Amari Muhammad, Safio Khalif Warsami, Nelson David Ole Rico, Mariah Amira Pigram, Terrell Hiles,
Congratulations. Morton Junsung Lee. Hannah Levenstein. Kunsel Lamo. Huisong Lee. Megan Lee. Youngbin Lim. Parker W. Lindauer. Aaron David Liu. Shani Sunhai Longmire. Christian Lopez. Angelina N. Lohr. Lily Isabella Lowndes. Giselle Lozano Martinez. V. Chi Luong. Justin Campagna Lee. Isaac Maida. Abigail Rose Meyer. Diego Alfonso Mancera. Lorenzo Ray Mancera. Hiawelpa Marcano. Isaac Marquez. Marian Celeste Marquez Para. Paola Marquez. Joanne Paula Miado Martinez. Brian Fair Martinez Arce. Jamie A. Marty. Ikran Yusuf Maruf. Joseph Emmanuel McClanahan. Kellum J. McClanagan. Jokiria L. McClernon. Jokaria L. McClernon. John Moores McFarland. Aaliyah McKay. Margaret Passion McKinley. Megan Elizabeth McMahon. Malik A. Mehta. Jackie May. Tyler C. Metzloff. Laura Ann Meyer. Christopher Michael Miller. Fiona Jorier Miller. Michaela Jai Miller. Kara Mohar. Areli Montes. Martin Mateo Mora. Destiny Jen Morales. Kaylee Lynn Morgan. John Benjamin Morris. Claire Elizabeth Moses. Abel de Jesus Mosqueda Garcia. Henry Bergen Mueller. Marta Mustarelli. First name again? Beatrice? Beatrice Noyalite. Vladislava Nechval. Conrad D. Nelson. Liam Robert Nelson. Tyler Thomas Nelson. Pearl Nemechek. Dexter James Newstad. Annabella Devon Neville. Carter Jeffrey Neeson. Natalie R. Norris. Isaac Lee Olson. Joan May Olson. Michelle Orozco. Rahima A. Osman. Jacob Andrew Oka. What's the name? Mauricio Oyarvide Jimenez. Gabrielle Vivian Palmer. Gwendolyn Eleanor Parker. Matthew A. Parker. Haley Ann Parr. Samik S. Partha. Shamik Varun Patro. Oliver Thomas Patterson. Zachary Christopher Paulson. Emil John Ludwig Pellet. Madeline Anna Rose Papard. Andrew Garrison Perchik. Margaret Karen Peters. Haley C. Peterson. Bailey Madison Petrie. Lindsay Finso. Hunter Alexander Pierstorff. Aaliyah Victoria Pigram. Charles Hudson Pimienta. Nayeli Pineda Ortiz. Luke Andrew Pliska. Kaylee Elizabeth Podvin. Damaje R. Pollard. Jeffrey Michael Pomraning. Kenvian Detrell Pops. Justice Marie Prince. Susan Quach. Alexa Ann Rademacher. Noah Ivan Ramey. Claire Elizabeth Ried. Aaron Zechariah Isaac Rattel. Madeline K. Reynolds. Joseph Duffy Rhodes. EVA Adiva Alicia Agrese Rian. Kayla Jean Reek. Cole Michael Ringeisen. Ariana Alice Rios. Joseph Nathan Christopher Ritter. Garrett A. Rudolph. Samantha Shea Roberts. Samuel Lewis Robertson. John Roman. Alirio Enrique Romero Chassin. Alondra Romero. McKenna Lee Romines. Max D.C. Rojo. Kayla Marie Rupplinger. Tarek Saber. Saba Sadiq. Anusha Sahai. Ahmad Said. Stephanie Janeth Salgado. Nawid Samazada. Anika Dakua Samanta. Jaskiran Kaur Sandhu. Gustavo Sandoval. What's your name? Vanessa Astrid Santiago Cruz. Shruti Satish. Noah Joseph Sawicki. Dryden Joseph Schaefer. Adam Jennings Schmidt. Victoria Schneiderwind. Tristan M. Schuss. Caitlin C. Ashley R. Sengstock. Myalyn Sensen. Jack A. Shafransky. Elliot Shager. Ruchi Shaw. Isaiah Thomas Sharp. Michelle Show. Riva Shrestha. Oscar Shiklosh. Brooke A. Simmerman. Jana M. Simmerman. Cade Daniel Simmons. Aiden Robert Simpson. Trayvon Marquise Simpson. Saron Siam. Maya Angela Sculla. Abby Rowand Smith. Jordan Taylor Smith. Jennifer E. So. Matthew J. Sorensen. Peter J.D. Sorja. Allison Paige Spielman. William Matthew Sprout. Andrew William Spicala. Braden Joseph Stegeman. Olivia Ann Steinhofer. Madeline Elizabeth Stoker. Sky Martrese Chantel Stovall. Connor C. Streifel. Imbung Suba. Taylor J. Silvers. Gregory Michael Sirini. Tenzin Namdal Tadi. Amisha Talati. Brandon Tellerico. Neil Anthony Tauchus. Mira Dobranova Cherneva. Guillermo Daniel Telez Giron. Mabel Esther Thaden. Kasanosi Tao. Maiching Tao. Promise Olivia Tharp. Felicia Ann Thomas. Alicia Christine Thome Huff. Andrew John Tolme. Jennifer Michelle Torres Rivas. Jason J. Toussaint. Quillen Townsend. Tuong Tran. Stephanie Ann Trask. Omar Trejo Telez. Laki Searings. Nick Tung. Nina Josephine Vaccaro. Martin Neil Van Horn. Peter K. Vandermeer. Nuchi Sunshine Vang. Maxwell Benson Veit. Roman Villegas. Julieta Ornella Villardo. Lucas Shaun Wojciech. Walker Shaun Wojciech. Sam Vongsady. Leah Ruth Vredenbrett. Aaron Tuzong Vu. Vanika Reddy Volpal. Benjamin Michael Wadzinski. Madeline Rose Joaquin. Maxwell Cole Walters. Adam Joel Watson. Samantha Jo Watson. Ryan Weinbach. Raymond Blake Weinert. Delilah Marie Welch. Kristen Rose Wentland. Peter M. Wayland. Lamar Wiggum. Anna M. Williams. Cortez D. Williams. Jeremiah D. Williams. Abigail Wilson. Elise Wallishin. Jaylana Wooden. Zachary Chase Woolen. Catherine Wu. Danny Bashua Yang. Kiseng Kelvin Yang. Amanda Rachel Yao. Hannah J. Zai. Timothy Jonah Zhang.
Spartans, please stand. Moving the tassel on your graduation cap signifies that you are moving from one phase of life to another. As your last activity as a student at JMM, and together with your classmates, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Class of 2019, congratulations, and we are JMM.